This meeting is being recorded.
So, hello and welcome to this webinar, dear participants. Today, this session is brought to you by digital learning platforms, and today's topic is SME Product Roadmap and Strategy 2020 Update. It will be presented by Raina Zino, Jan Mathis, and Ariel Shapira. I would like to remind that your lines have been muted if you wish to communicate.
Real training room in the last few months, not too many. And this is basically where by design gained a lot of importance. By design is a very good and importantly scaling solution. It's for any quickly growing solution, and it's in the cloud. And those merits are basically more important than ever since the outbreak of COVID. So by design is an integrated suite in a box, in the cloud, born in the cloud, not usable outside the cloud. It's just there. It's like we see it here, Zoom, never been somewhere else than in the cloud. And by design offers really all the capabilities that you expect from a powerful business application which supports end-to-end processes, and it's all embedded in one solution, and it's growing since a long, long time. And the numbers are really, I think, well, not stoppable by anything. We grow more than 29% year over year. We have 7,700 companies using by design. And that basically means 7,700 live customers. So it's not like it takes 3 months or 6 months or longer for implementation. No, it's really very, very quickly that you can go live with that solution in the cloud. And also, you get a free training with that. Just a few numbers here. We had, for all of our open SAP courses, more than 100,000 learners so far. 100,000 people which spent a lot of time learning SCM, project management, CRM, financials, embedded analytics, how to develop extensions. All those courses are there, and since a couple of months they are also free because basically SAP recognizes it's a chance basically that turmoil that we see all over the world to evolve and to change how we do our business. And what is really, I checked yesterday evening the numbers of our certification course where consultants learn and do the certification for by design, and just in the last 4 months that course grew by 57%. That's basically, wow, I was really stunned and said, oh guys, it's a fundamental shift. And those courses, I need to tell you, are also extremely important for your customers. So it's basically for you, meant for you as a partner to learn by design, but it's also meant for your customers, because all the material that you get as a partner with that Open SAP course, you can give that course directly to your customers, but you can also take the materials out of that course and train your customers via online and virtual sessions, because not everything that we tell is really describing exactly what a certain customer might use in that design. And last but not least, well, if you run by design, you grow. That's basically, you see with that number of 707 million business documents, a growth of more than 40% year over year of the financial documents. So customers which use by design grow significantly. They buy it to grow. That's basically their intention. So your colleagues in Europe in February seen an old version of the by design roadmap, and the most asked question I got, Jan, when do you publish the new by design roadmap? Now it's there. Since April we have it out there, and what is most visible there, it's your roadmap. We basically designed that roadmap based on your input. And what you see and what did not really change is basically that we have a strong focus on extending business scenarios, and you will hear it also from Rainer and the other colleagues. We will also change and evolve our platform with the business application factory significantly. And what makes me most proud basically is it's your roadmap. It's basically your solutions, your add-ons, your extensions that you build in Business by Design in the Cloud Application Studio and any other solution is also now shown here in our roadmap. And please come back to us, approach us. My colleague Antonio Sanchez is coordinating that. If you have a topic you want to see here on that roadmap, this is the place. We don't publish that roadmap so often, so stay tuned with that. With us, but this is the current version. Please join my session later on where you will learn more details about that roadmap. I will explain that in detail, but what I want to really point out is, why is this your roadmap? It's basically the customer influence platform, the customer influences that you file in that platform every day is what is driving us. And we are delivering on the promise that basically we want to be the best solution, and we want to keep to be the best solution at SAP to deliver customer influences and also to deliver the highest number of votes. So this is the number from 2019. It's something like 780 votes that we delivered in all application areas. We have a huge amount of authors. We have a huge amount of ideas. I hope you don't mind that some of those we won't be delivering. Probably it's even the majority, I can tell you. But the point is, what is most voted? That is basically what we deliver. Of course, we need to tackle in and find out what is really easy to achieve and what is quicker to achieve and what takes a bit longer. So that might give some level of frustration to you sometimes, because not all of your ideas will be delivered quickly. But the most important ones will be delivered. And in 2020, I can tell you, we are on our way to deliver way more voted customer influence requests than 2019. So that's basically it. And with this, I want to hand over to my colleague Ari, which gives you a light on E1.
Okay,
Great.
thanks
Ari,
a lot.
over to you.
1 second. Okay, thanks. Okay, I'm very happy to join this virtual summit, and I want to wish everyone success and good health in these challenging times. So I want to start with, first of all, mentioning that with Business One version 10, we deliver on our promise. First time we have a web client solution focusing on sales processes for Business One. It's supporting both SQL and HANA via the service layer, flexible deployment on-premise and on the cloud. Advanced user experience based on Fiori design, together with sophisticated analytics and customization personalization capabilities. We have an aggressive vision in front of us up until 2021 to cover 60% of the key scenarios. We started with sales, will be followed by purchasing, CRM, service, financial, and payments. And we are also focusing on giving a very robust analytical capabilities, and we understand also the importance of extensibility. This is in our roadmap to make sure that you can extend the solutions. And this is basically one of the reasons the B1 community is so successful in the market. And with version 10, in addition to the web client, we deliver a lot of content. As mentioned by my colleague Jan, we focus on your feedback, so a lot of the enhancements are based on the customer influence portal. Of course, we also manage to support the localization part to ensure we are legally compliant. So we have many additional enhancements. There is a session tomorrow with my colleague Peter Dominic where we will share some additional insights on some of the key functionalities. You're welcome to join, of course. And last but not least, we make sure also to enhance the platform. We support HANA 2.0, we support service layer on SQL, finally, also Office 365 and many other important functionalities. So I'm sure this will really be helpful for you as our community to be successful. Before going forward, I want to share a sneak peek on the web client. There will be a more detailed session tomorrow, but I'm sure everybody's interested, so let's have a short sneak peek now. You can see, first of all, version 10, new look and feel. And there's a nice new icon on the upper side, which allows you to open the web client. You're clicking it, the web client opens. Basically, you have your URL there. 1 second. Yeah. You can choose your company, enter your username and password, of course, from Business One. And what do you see in front of you? Basically, it's a new design based on Fury elements, which gives you a home page where you can design your own home space. So basically, we're using a free tier data interface. The first tier is a KPI tile. So you can see the information on a high level interface. For example, there are 19 open sales quotations in this example. Click opens a working area called the list view, which allows you to process transactions, analyze them, filter them, and of course go into the last level, the third level, which opens the transaction itself. Let's have a quick look and see what does it mean. First of all, you can also use the traditional main menu. You can see here the information per area, and also you can search for it. For example, orders. And you can see also that the information is split according to categories: sales, purchasing, business partners, etc. In sales, we have the key scenarios supported. You can create and update quotations, orders, deliveries, invoices, returns. You can view, and credit memos you can view. You can manage drafts and so forth and so on. And by the way, just to make it clear, once you create a transaction on the web client, the data goes to the backend. So basically what we have in the backend Business One, could be deployed on premise, on hosted environment of the partner or SAP. And in the front end, you have a web client, which is interfacing with the backend via the service layer. So all the data is stored on the database of Business One, and you can work side by side with a standard client of Business One and a web client in addition. I'm going to go inside the deliveries. Once I clicked the delivery tile, I go into the list view concept. That's a very important concept, which allows you in one shot to analyze the data. You can see all the transactions here. You can create your own view. For example, I've created a view which shows all the sales deliveries of me and my colleagues, but I could also present my sales deliveries if I'm interested. You can easily click to a graphical view, and I can analyze the records by customer code and status in this example. Again, very easy navigation. You can analyze the data accordingly. Let's go inside the delivery itself. In the delivery, we use a very easy to use floor plan, which is consistent in all the transactions. You can see the line item here in a simple way. I can decide to process the delivery by copying it to the next level of documents, to the invoice. As you can see, the information is copied. And I will add the document, and then I can view the information after adding it. Again, each time a transaction happens, a call goes to the backend and back to the front end. Okay, we can see the invoice was created. We have also a relationship map view where we can see what was the business process cycle of the transaction. And now another sneak peek into a very nice area called analytics. I'm going to share a sneak peek, but tomorrow we have a detailed session with my colleague Avinoam where he will be able to share much more. As you can see, we share a lot of content. Basically, we use the semantic layer queries to present data in an analytical way. I'm just going to go into the sales side to give you a sneak peek. What's nice here that you see each information tile by tile, and you have also a standard filtering above all the tiles, which can impact the data you're presenting. It's really an easy way to consume the analytical data. I'm just going to remove the filtering on the posting date and process it. Now you can see the data per card. You can, of course, also edit the card. You can delete the card. You can edit it. You can create a new one. I will show you how you can make some changes in the existing card. Again, you don't need to be an expert, just go inside and decide what are the presentation aspects you want to use. For example, you can decide to show a KPI header or not. Again, everything on the fly. You can change the chart types. You can change the color dimensions and so forth and so forth. So really an easy way to define your own analytic suite. I promise you will see more tomorrow. Okay, so this concludes the short video. I want to share with you also and emphasize the importance of the roadmap for Business One. As Rainer mentioned in the beginning, we're absolutely committed to Business One for the next 10 and 20 years. We're going to continue the investment. We're going to continue to evolve the product, stay legally compliant, enhance the core, enhance the web client, and we're going to do it in a quicker pace. We are transitioning into a quarterly release cycle, which is the standard in most of the SAP products. So instead of having a release every 1+ year, we will have every quarter content coming after version 10 release. So more to come. Okay, I hope this was important for you to know what we are doing next. And I want to give a big thank you to our community. Your success is our success, and we are here to support you. Rainer, back to you.
Thank you very much, Ari. So let me share my screen. Share screen. You want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. Share. Good. So thanks a lot, Jan. Thanks a lot, Ari. I hope it was interesting for you to see how we do roadmap building, that we primarily look at everything that you submit to us via the influence requests. Again, please continue to file these influence requests. I can promise to you, and I can commit to you, that we look at all of the influence requests coming in, obviously above the voting threshold, otherwise it would be a bit too much, and we will keep you informed about what we are taking in. The second aspect, obviously, is, as Ari mentioned it, we keep the solution legally compliant, and governments have kept us super busy in the last couple of years with new accounting standards like IFRS 15, IFRS 16, or Europe's GDPR, China cybersecurity law, and whatever you name it. So that is the second aspect of our roadmap building. But the third aspect of the roadmap building is equally important, and that is basically everything we can do to keep the architecture of the underlying solutions up to date. And Ari just showed you the web client as a great example of that one. So how do you do that? Number one, again, via the communication with the analysts, but that is the nice thing when you're working with SAP, you also have an inroad into all of the large technology companies. And I'm, for example, sitting on the board of advisors for cloud computing for Intel. So I have a fairly good insight what is happening there. And as I said, what we do is we make sure that we keep the solution ready for the next couple of years. And what I'm seeing at the moment is, and I'm sure you see the same thing and you hear the same thing from your younger colleagues especially, there's a technology revolution going on. And it's starting to build up, and we've been talking about microservices-based architecture and things for years, but I believe that we are now at a point where we really see this shift. And the shift is primarily driven obviously by SAP, but also very much so by Google and Microsoft. And if you look a little bit into the literature, or these days, if you ask Google, search for the term cloud native architecture, and you will find a lot of publications in that area. And SAP is taking what is happening there very serious, because we believe that it will be important for the years to come that we want to be able to run our solution on any hyperscaler's infrastructure. Also because we expect that governments more and more will introduce questions on data locality. And we can't build SAP data centers in every single country. So we want to be able, with our future solutions, to run in the SAP data center. So SAP is not getting out of that business, but we believe that Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Ali, just to mention four, will play a dominant role in the infrastructure as a service. The next level then is the platform as a service layer. And there you partners are free to choose whatever you want. And let's be honest, we are in a competition here between what SAP does with Microsoft, with Amazon, with Google, with Ali. And you're free to build wherever you want to build. And I had a lot of conversations with partners asking, what do I need to do to motivate you to develop and to innovate on SAP's platform? And the clear answer from the partners was, give us your crown jewels. And if you ask yourself, what are the SAP crown jewels? Obviously, it is our data model, it is our process model, it is our reuse components like the text engine, the availability to promise engine. So what we are working on right now is that we really take all of these technologies that we can get from the open source world, and we add our crown jewels on top of that. And we bundle the whole thing up and call it the Business Application Factory. And the Business Application Factory will be the public cloud extension environment for you for the years to come. This time, we will also use the extension environment ourselves. So we are using the Business Application Factory already today to build large-scale applications. The first one, which we quietly shipped already in November last year, was the central business configuration for S4. So what some of you may know from by design with a business configuration, obviously at a different level, we made that available for S4. We are inviting you to build extensions for mid-market and to build complete solutions. So how will this architecture look like? And I have to learn a lot of new terms, and I'm continually working on my knowledge, and I can suggest to you to do the same thing. What we will do is we will use the infrastructure provided by SAP and by its partners. Then we are building on top of the SAP Business Technology Platform, the SAP Cloud Platform. We are using a lot of services that come from SAP, for example, the identity and access management services, but we are also using a lot of open source technologies. We are using Kubernetes, we are using Istio, we are using Grafana, and so on, to come up with an architecture that is as open as theoretically possible. That, for example, where you will use JavaScript, or we actually recommend to you to use TypeScript, to build the extensions. So we are going away from proprietary programming languages like ABAP or ABSL and transitioning over to the new programming languages that basically everybody who comes out of university these days uses. And then we run all of the applications in a containerized fashion, so we are using Docker there. The advantage is that we've always been perfect when it came to doing multi-tenancy on a data lake. Great concepts, worked well for more than 10 years now. What we can do with these containers is now that we can really say every customer has its own container. Every extension that you build on top of that is run in a dedicated container too. So this allows us to drive multi-tenancy to a new level, and we are fairly confident that we can also get a lot closer to zero downtime deployment, zero downtime upgrades, and that you really find the most attractive idea. Because that is what the partners told me. Rainer, it's all about, we have an idea, we provide the solution to the customer, and we are able to charge. The closer this time can be, the better the economic situation for us and the more we can do there. So how will we use the business application factory and how will we make it available to you? We are basically here. So we are working on the business application factory, and don't get me wrong, this will be a multi-year project because it is the underlying architecture and there's a lot of work that needs to be done. We are already working with first partners to extend Business by Design and Business One. So first experiments are made there right now. At the same time, as I said, we at SAP are also using the Business Application Factory to build so-called proof of concept applications. And the first three that you will see are, for example, carbon accounting, workspace designer, and easy commerce. Carbon accounting will be a really interesting solution that you will have early next year from us. In Europe and in North America, Canada, you will have increasing prices for carbon dioxide. And you will see that a lot of large companies will come back to their mid-market suppliers and say, please disclose the carbon footprint of your products because we need to report to our investors and to the tax authorities how much carbon is included in our products. So therefore we will deliver a standalone solution, but which integrates into Business One and by Design, which pulls the manufacturing data, calculates the carbon footprint, and then allows your customers to publish out the carbon footprint that they have. Easy commerce, we will integrate with Hybris Upscale, a new mid-market solution. So this is specifically based on the request of many Business by Design customers who said, compared to NetSuite, we need a built-in e-commerce solution. Workspace Designer is an interesting new concept to basically organize, very similar to how Ari showed it with the web client, organize your desktop, work from there, and then obviously partners will build extensions on top of it. And we will do the same thing with by Design. We will add net new business capabilities built on the Business Application Factory as a net new capability. I will not talk about a lot of details here, or I will not talk about the details here. Give me a bit more time for that. But I would like to show you a short demo because in SAP, if you want to start off such a large-scale development, the first thing you need to do is you need to convince the supervisory board to give you money. And what we have done is we've built one end-to-end application where we want to show how this actually works. And we took a typical example from the purchasing world. So what you see here is this is already the first testament of how we are bringing together elements that you know from Business One and Business by Design into one solution. The process map, which you saw a few minutes ago from Ari, we've taken it here. So when you log on to the system, you can see a number of process maps. This here is, for example, the one for purchasing, where you can now see how the flow looks like, or if you do the same thing for self-services, you can click on shopping. And then you have here the flow, and you can see you start by creating, then you have a couple of steps which you're not in charge of, but your responsibility is to confirm the delivery of the goods that you have actually created. If you want to see how to create a shopping cart, here we wanted to show how we will also integrate with, for example, our line of business solutions like Ariba. I'm here in a shopping cart. I'm searching for a specific notebook, and the system retrieves the information. I add that notebook to my shopping cart, review the shopping cart, and click on checkout. With that, I'm done in Ariba, and the purchase The shopping cart is now back in my solution. I can review it and submit it to my manager. So once I've submitted this here to my manager, let me log off from that system and log on here now in the role of the manager. So I'm logging on to that system. Again, the same user interface again, but I wanted to also show you that you can see the amount of work that has to be done. You can see all of the work. You can see the critical work that needs your attention and the work that you are supposed to do. So the system guides you. The first thing is that you have to approve shopping carts. The interesting thing here is if you look at the right, you have a confidence level. And based on that confidence level, the system can now also help you to make guided decisions. What are we using here? We are using a machine learning model. So we had historic data on decision behavior for shopping carts, which ones you approved, which ones you rejected. We used the Leonardo Machine Learning Foundation to calculate a model, and that model presents then simply the confidence level. And based on that confidence level, you can also ask the system to decide on your behalf. So if I click the play button here, I can say approve shopping carts with a confidence level higher than 80% or whatever it shall be. And I can say confirm and run, and you can see the wheels are spinning. The system says, okay, but there are 2 shopping carts that I could not process. Simply, you can see for one, the confidence level was too low. For the second one, the processor was not set by the system. So you will do that manually. But all of the other shopping carts in the system had been processed, and that saved you a lot of time. Next step, obviously, is here you can maintain the purchase requests. So you can release the purchase request like you're doing it today in any SAP system. You can close this one here and then go on and maintain the purchase order. I think you're getting the idea behind the whole thing. We are using a state-of-the-art user interface. Let me just scroll back. That is the nice thing here. We are using the process maps. Obviously, you can still navigate with a work center views like Ari has shown you. But we believe that this kind of graphical user interface is a great thing to have. We will exploit machine learning concepts and artificial intelligence concepts as much as we can. We also believe that we will introduce a way of navigating through the system also via chatbots. So that will be key. So what our ambition is to give you a Tesla-like ERP solution for mid-market companies. So that is what we are doing with the business application factory. So my ask to you, keep the mainline running and extend the opportunity for SAP Business One and Business by Design. I hope that you find that everything we put in the roadmap really help you to win a lot of net new customers and to motivate especially your Business One customers to upgrade to B1 version 10. And with that, I would like to close my presentation, invite you to join me on an interesting journey for the next couple of years on Business Application Factory. As I said, we are now working with the first customers until, with the first partners until the end of the year. Then we will open up to all of you and invite you to really work with us. And we will keep you updated on what we are doing. With that, thanks a lot for your attention. Thanks a lot to Ari and Jan for co-presenting with me. And yeah, I hand back, I think, to the moderator.
Thank you for the great presentation, dear presenters. So this is now the Q&A part of the session. So dear participants, if you have any questions, please put your questions in the Q&A box. Otherwise, if you want to ask any questions directly through the audio, you can raise your hand. So there is one raised hand. I am going to unmute the person.
think that person raised the hand already on the start. I think probably that was not the question. The majority of questions, Ari, go towards the web client.
Ari, you're still on mute.
Yeah, I am unmuted now. So I saw there were some questions on India localization support. It's in our backlog. Once we have news, we will update, but I don't have something specific in this call.
Yeah, and maybe the other question, do you have any target date to communicate to our customers and prospects? I would not know exactly what, so we will communicate, obviously, or we have already communicated the roadmaps that you've seen, so that is public domain knowledge. Please continue to do so. And Ari, I think, is there an admin guide for web client installation on SQL Server? That one goes to you.
Okay, there's an admin guide available, and if you have any feedback specific on that, you can catch me offline.
Great. Good. By design landed cost functionality planned? Yes, planned. Not yet in the roadmap, like subcontracting. These are my three favorite topics. Number one was consignment stock. Number two, subcontracting and planned landed cost. I know that especially for our customers and partners in Asia, landed costs play a vital role. So yes, it is planned. At the moment, I simply couldn't fit it into Jan's roadmap. But Jan knows that I'm looking in his direction in the foreseeable future to also introduce that capability. Jan, anything you want to add there?
No, so there are always lots of topics that we are working on which we don't see on the roadmap. So don't get us wrong here, and some things will stay for a longer time with us. So Rainer said it already.
Yeah, good. And the last one, and thanks a lot for this question. I hope that it's not my buddy Finn asking this question. Will it be in plan to provide easy access to by design demo environment without incurring any extra cost? Yes, that has been decided, so we will not charge for by design demo tenants any longer. I'm very happy because that was the case for S4, and I was always going back to the responsible organizations in SAP. Why should a mid-market partner pay for by design if they don't have to pay for S4? Obviously now I'm carrying the cost, which was not exactly my plan, but I believe that it's important that you have access, specifically the new business by design partners. I know that also a lot of B1 partners are looking into by design these days, that you get that available. So yes, there will be a free demo tenant for the by design or for all of our partners.
Those which can't wait, which can't wait, basically, have a look into the Open SAP trainings. Look into the by design CRM course, for instance. There you find also an exercise system. So those additional exercises, you can log on to that system. So they are there.
Yeah. Maybe next question, as SAP Cloud push more by SAP, will there be any possibility to combine by design and Business One into one SAP product? As we know that by design is cloud-based and B1 was on-premise. So I hope I made this very clear. There will always be a B1 because there will always be a B1 on-premise market, private cloud market, so that will not go away. So that as a first statement. Obviously, we will evolve by design further. And I think this last slide, which I showed you, gave you an indication of what we are doing. So we are using concepts from Business One and introducing them via the Business Application Factory also into this evolving product, and it is an evolution. So we are not discontinuing by design, not discontinuing Business One. We are adding to the solutions, and when was it? 2012, we transitioned, or we started to transition all by design customers to HANA. In 2014, we were done. 2018, we started to transition all by design customers from Microsoft Silverlight to HTML5. This will continue and continue. Is B1 hosting planned for APJ? No firm plan yet, but obviously we are looking into it. Ari, Thai localization B1 version 10. And your lips are moving. Still moving, but I can't hear a voice. Ari, we still can't hear you.
There is nothing specific
Yeah.
now.
Okay, good. The next one is also for you. Is
It on the tip of my tongue. I'll check this.
Yeah. Question on, due to the ongoing pandemic, are there any plans for reduction of SAP license pricing? Not to my knowledge, but please reach out to your field counterparts. I know that there are a couple of plans in place, but specifically when I talk to my partners in China, they are already quite upbeat again. Could you go to you offline? Okay, so that goes to Ari. Yeah, I think if there are no more generic questions, we are at the top of our presentation. Thanks a lot for your interest. For all of us, I have the privilege to basically once a day telephone myself around the world. As I said, when I talk to my partners in China, they are already when I talk to my partners in Southern Europe, they are still quite hit by the crisis. When I talk to my American partners, they are obviously in the middle of all of this. So as Ari and Jan said, stay healthy. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in person latest next year. And with that, presenter, I think we are done for today. Thanks.
Xong, finish. Đi ao á.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Nãy người ta nói.
Thank you.
Rồi. Thank you, bye bye. Mà không tin đâu.
Ủa Q&A rồi gì ta? Sao nhanh vậy? Cái lên nhận đề.
Sao mày?
Hỏi lên